On this week's Towncast Pembroke Dock, there will be conversations about what's going on in the town. There'll be news, there'll be information, there'll be some sport, there'll be a discussion about traffic lights. Let's get on with the show.
Be strong.
Hello, welcome back to this week's edition of Towncast Pembroke Dock. My name's Lee G. Welcome back. Good to see you all again. Been a while, been away, done some stuff, been busy, but now we're back on to kind of a regular thing. So I'm hoping I said this every time, haven't I? From now on, we should be a bit more regular, and a bit more consistent with what we do. So with that in mind, let's just crack on. It's been a while, so there's been loads of stuff going on since we were last on air. Obviously, the main bit. So if we're talking about the news, the main bit is going to be the roadworks. But I'll talk about that in the chatty bit because it kind of needs a bit more thing to it. So the only other real bit of news I've got, there's been lots of little bits and bobs, but the interesting bit of news for me is that police have started to they arrested the last guy, so they've started to take the bikes and scooters off the streets. So I think we need to be clear what we mean by that. So I did a podcast on this in the Pembroke one a while ago. So the e-bikes are electric bikes. They're not cycles with the boosty bit, the electric boosty bit. That's an electric bicycle. These are e-bikes, so they're essentially low-level motorbikes. We used to call them dirt bikes in the olden days. Back in the olden days. We used to call them dirt bikes, but they're high-powered electric motorbikes, essentially, is what they are. So those for me, that's the key one that we need to take off the streets because they are dangerous. They're not insured. They've not got MOT. I saw one the other day with the tyres were completely bald, and I happened to then see that one going up the wrong way up Main Street, trying to pull wheelies going up the wrong way of Main Street in Pembroke. So yeah, let's be real. Taking them off the streets is a good thing. So quite often the police will get a whole load of grief about stuff, but this is definitely one thing that they're doing the right thing. I did see a comment the other day about why are we bothering with this when there's so many bigger things to be done. The answer to that's quite simple. You deal with the lower end stuff and you stop the bigger stuff from happening in 3, 4, 5 years time. If we'd have dealt with low level stuff 3 or 4 years ago, you wouldn't have had some of the stuff that's happening now. So yeah, it's for me that's a good thing. So there will be other news and bits that I've missed. By all means, drop me. Like I say, I've been really, really busy the last 5-6 weeks. Feels like my feet haven't touched the ground for the last 5 or 6 weeks. So if you've got anything you want me to cover, please do send it in. That would be fan-dabby-dozy. So what I am going to do now, I'm going to do a little bit of screen share, and for everyone that's listening on audio, I'll try and describe what I'm seeing, and then I'll tell you where you can get it. So, before I discuss events, so what's going on, where it's going on, and this kind of thing, on the screen in front of you, right here, you will see a little advert for and this is mainly aimed at business. I'm going to do a couple of businessy things to start with. So up at the big, which and I'm gonna drag this back a little bit again. If you don't know where the Bic is, okay, as you're heading up towards the bridge, you've just spent half an hour sitting in traffic, waiting to get through, or you've tried to cut through the back roads and come up through Lanyon, and you've waited half an hour that way. As you get to the roundabout where you can go, let's assume you've come up Waterloo, you can go straight on and over the bridge. If you turn right into what we used to call the ITV Digital Building, which is what it was originally, it's now HMRC and a couple of engineering companies in there. You come to a roundabout, that's one where you turn right, and the building on your left-hand side is a building called the BIC, Business Innovation Centre. Loads and loads of really, really good businesses in there. Not many people know about it. Um, I was talking to my mother about it through the summer, and I said I was up at the BIC, and she was like, "What's the BIC?" So I had to explain it to her. Now, we've been living in Pembroke Dock since 1980. Um, that building was built while we were living there, and I can guarantee that she's walked past it, but she did not know it was it. So it's a really, really cool building. Loads of business stuff going on in that building. It's kind of like the hub for business stuff in South Pembrokeshire, really, well, in Pembrokeshire, really. So one of the things what I will suggest you do is you go onto their Facebook page and have a look through their Facebook page, because there's loads of it. I'm just going to share one or two that take my fancy here, but there are loads of business events. Most of them are free, not all of them. Most of them are free, and it's things like um, AI training, if there's new laws that come out that affect your fleet, if you run a fleet of vehicles and things like that. There's loads of stuff like that really help you. And there's a monthly drop in as well. So if you run a business or you're thinking about starting a business, that's a place to go. Loads of support and help available at that drop in. So one of the things that is now happening at the BIC is once a month on a Monday, um, there will be kind of chats from local entrepreneurs. Now, we tend to think in Pembrokeshire that we're not really a businessy kind of a place. We have got loads of really, really successful businesses. Um, and what a lot of these business owners want to do is help other businesses to become successful. Yeah, it's not a they're not like, oh, it's only me. They're quite happy to let you know what they've done, tell you their story, and help you become successful, like they are. So the guy that you can see on the screen there is a guy called Angus Findlay. He'll be doing the next one on October 13th. The reason these are different, okay, now normally, so business people do a lot of networking, which is basically they all stand around and have a bacon butty for breakfast, cup of coffee, talk about the businesses, and then they go about their day. And it tends to be early in the morning, and then they carry on. So what the Innovation Centre are doing is they're doing an evening one. So this is 6 till 7:30. So if you are a building company, if you are, a carpenter, an electrician, if you're a web designer. So Angus, you can see there, he's a web designer. Anything like that. Yeah, if you're running a shop, if you want to run a shop, this is ideal for you because your day is done. You're not in any massive rush. You can nip up, have a bite to eat, listen to Angus talk about stuff. Now, I know Angus, and I know that he's going to try and sell you a website. He's going to tell you that you need a website and you need to go to him. That'll be his pitch. That'll last about 2 minutes. And the rest of the night will be telling you about how his story of how he became an entrepreneur, and he now owns website companies across the UK, but he's based in St David's. So it's one of those things that really worth going to. So if you are a business owner, stick that on your calendar. It'll be really good to go and see that. Now, while I'm talking about the Bridge Innovation Centre and businesses, okay, so this first section is really a shout out to local businesses. If you own a local business, if you know a local business, please tag them, let them know, because this bit here is really important. Okay, so at the minute, there's politically, on the big scale of things, if you like, there's a lot of stuff going on about who gets the help. There's a compared to the amount of help that used to be around, it's very, very small now. Very, very small. Yeah. we used to have dedicated teams based in the BIC that were, Pembrokeshire PBI, Pembrokeshire Business Initiative. Yeah, 10, 15, 20 old people based in the BIC to help local businesses grow, running courses, doing all of that's gone. That was all supported by European funding. All of that's gone. The funding that was there, and this is largely European funding that was there for local businesses, it's shrunk to very, very little. So we now have to fight to get our funding. We now have to put our hand up and go, do you know what? This is why we need our funding down here, and this is the funding we would like, and this is how we want it delivered. So again, this is run by the guys at the BIC. This is run by the Pembrokeshire Council um, business team. Okay, so I'm going to put my hand up here. I'm going to say, I am part of that team. Okay, so that's how I know what this is and what it comes, where it comes from and what it goes to. So this is about telling people up top, if you like, that this is why we deserve more funding. This is how we would like it to be done, and this is, these are the challenges that we're facing in Pembrokeshire. Okay, so there's a couple of weird questions in there that'll only be relevant for some of us, but if you're a local business, I really, really encourage you to get involved with this. This is on our Facebook page. So you've got that QR code there, which you can now scan off the YouTube video if you're on it, or if you go into our Facebook page, underneath that post, there is also a link which takes you directly to the survey as well. So really encourage you to get involved with what initiatives you want to see in Pembrokeshire, what help is needed and why. Okay, so just that's a little bit of self-promotion, but not really on that. Oh, there we are. I did do it. There we go. So you can go through. There's the forms link there. God, I've impressed myself there. I did this a couple of hours ago, so yeah, I've impressed. So also coming up, so events in the town. We've got a couple of Macmillan coffee mornings coming up. So one of them, this is from Michelle Wiggins, Town Mayor. One of them is Saturday the 20th in Penna Community Church. I thought it was good. Well, I think it's in the hall, but it's in the Pembrokeshire Community Penna Community Church / hall, from 10 till 12. Loads of good people involved in that. £1 to get in, and then cakes and raffles and all the usual thing. It's a really, really nice event to go to, even if you're just, just needing to go somewhere and meet people. Just go and say hello. Loads of really, really friendly people there. And it's a great event to go to. And it's a great charity to fundraise for. So that's one of them. Here's the second one. So this is a week Friday. So it's Friday 26, again 10 till 12, at the town council office. Which, even if you've never been to the town council office, just go in and have a look around. You'd be surprised what kind of stuff gets done in there. So it's always good to do that. So two options there. Why not go to both? Why not go to both? It'll be really, really good on that. And what I will say on that, okay, so with Macmillan, so I've experienced a couple of bits of cancer and what have you. I've had it in my family, I've had it myself, blah blah blah. But the money that you give to any cancer charity is never wasted. I every single cancer charity that I've had dealings with, that I've spoken with, has been 100% there for people. So have no issues about giving money to Macmillan, because it's absolutely what's needed. Okay, moving on to things that are happening. So again, struggling to find events. So I thought I'd take a look at some of the things that happen a bit more regularly. So SM Bespoke Care, if you don't know where they are in Diamond Street, Diamond Street. That's another debate for another time. Um, Used to be the clothes shop just up from the town council offices. Okay. Um, so they kind of run almost like private daycare. And when I say private, it's not provided for free. You do pay for it, but some of it is free. You know, there's free sessions. And one of the things that they do is this, it's pony therapy. So you know, you're just asking for trouble, taking a pony into a place like that. But it's really nice. It's a bit like what they call them, not service dogs, but you know, dogs that help kids to read and calm them down and what have you. But just having a little pony in there. So if that is your thing, there's the phone number on the screen. It's 01646 563 587, or you can email them on care@smbespokecare.co.uk and just have a chat about pony therapy because it looks really cool. It's one of those things that you look at and you go, "Oh, why can't I know that's there for older people, but that'd be quite cool. That'd be quite cool. Why can't I have that?" Yeah. So, moving on, a couple of things that you might be interested. Again, this is just taken off Facebook. This is from Pembrokeshire County Council. So if you go onto their website and you will see this on there. So go onto their Facebook page, you'll see this on there. Pembrokeshire Spotlight, Pembrokeshire Awards. Pembrokeshire Awards for nice people doing nice things for your community. All of us know somebody who does something for the community, and we go, do you know what? They deserve a bit of a nod. Now's the time to give them a nod. All the stuff about what categories they're up, I guarantee there's a couple of categories. There's never just one. There'll be at least two categories that you can nominate somebody in. So onto the website and nominate. It would be great to have a ton of winners from Pembroke Dock to really shout about all the good work that's going on in Pembroke Dock. So if you want to, that is open now. I think it's got another week to run, so I'd be quick getting in there as well. So talking of good people doing good things, this is Mind in Pembroke Dock, which is in the old Clark's shop. McGrory's, yeah, McGrory's Clark's, yeah. So, which is, yeah, we all know where that is. So, this is a new group for young carers. It's a support group for young carers. It is on Fridays, 5:30 till 7. They go 7 to 11, Merrick Street. These, you would be surprised how many young carers we have out there. And to just have a little bit of chill time, a little bit of space where they can just be teenagers, where they can just sit and talk to stuff. If you're a young carer, the amount of burden that you're taking on your shoulders is immense, and people don't really appreciate that. So this is a new group that's I think it's up and running already, but it's just getting going. So if you're 11 to 18 and you've got caring responsibilities, go and have a chat with the guys. I'm 100% certain you'll be made very welcome. Um, and it's a really, really good initiative to have in Pembroke Dock. And if you know somebody from outside the town that fits that, it's not just a Pembroke Dock thing. That you know, if you know anyone that fits that bill, and you think, do you know what, they just need a bit of time to be a child, this is for them. Okay, so just let them know on that one. And this one again, so they're all kind of, you know, caring things this week. This one that I came across and I thought this is a little bit weird, a little bit strange, but I looked into it and it just looks fantastic. So this is run by the Pembroke Boxing Club, okay, which is in Water Street, the old snooker club, halfway up Water Street. Um, and it's, from what I can work out, it's virtual reality boxing. And you think boxing to try and help Parkinson's and stroke victims. Surely that's that. How do those two work together? Well, actually, yeah, it works really, really well because we're talking about we're not actually punching each other. No one's going to stick one on your chin or anything like that. But it is about reconnecting the synapses, keeping the brain going, keep giving the brain new challenges, making things happen in the brain that aren't happening. Um, I think it's a really, really great initiative, and I'm really pleased to see it. Then I had a look at their Facebook page, the Pembroke Amateur Boxing Facebook page. They got loads of stuff going on, wheelchair boxing, young kids sessions, all of this kind of stuff. No, I'm not a big fan of fighting. I did used to do boxing. I did go boxing a couple of times when I was younger. Um, I did, you know, um, rugby. I played American football. I did all of the high impact, danger sports. All of those things. I did them. Um, so I'm not a massive fan of anything that impacts the brain, but this is really taking it to the next level. And I take my hats off to the guys at the boxing club for doing this because I think this is really pushing the boundaries of where we need to be with that. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I put anything else. No, that's it. Lovely jubbly. So I'm just going to give you one more reminder. Okay, let's say I am involved with this, so it would be good if you know anybody in the business team. It doesn't take long to fill out this survey. Please do let them know. It will make a massive difference, and we haven't got long to get this survey sent back. Okay, right. Let's stop sharing there. Back to just me, lucky old me. So before we go on to the chatty bit, regular weekly appeal. Um, so yeah, I'm genuinely needing additional people to come and help us do this. We're going to focus now on spreading this a little bit wider. Tenby, Narberth, Haverfordwest, Neyland, Milford. I've interest from all of those places. Fishguard, a place in Carmarthenshire that I forget the name of. Lots of people interested in doing this for them. Um, and I want to make it a bit more regular for us and a bit more kind of not just me. So, at the minute, all we get is my opinion, and I want to get more people involved. So, come and be part of the team. Come and be part of something that we it's an hour once a week, an hour a night. And if you can do anything else on top of that, grand, fantastic. But yeah, drop me an email. I love gmail.com. Message me on Facebook. I'm gonna set up a Twitter. I'm not a fan of Twitter in the sense of um I'm not a fan of the way Twitter is at the minute. I'm not a fan of the owner of Twitter. Um, but I rely on it a lot for my other podcasts. So it's very much a up and down. Might set up an Instagram page. Who knows? We've got a TikTok page out there. So there's lots of stuff that we've got going on. If you fancy coming and joining us, drop me a message on any of those platforms. I will get to you pretty much straight away. The best one is email. So yeah, drop me a message on email, ilovetamcast@gmail.com. Okay, let's do the chatty bit. Let's do the chat. So we are going to talk about traffic lights. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. But before I do that, I just need to clear up a couple of things that people got the wrong end of the stick on previously. So we did our last podcast was about the library. And we know that uh, the gallery section of the library is up for rent. It's not going to be a gallery anymore. It's going to be a profit-making centre to help support the library. Now, those of us that have been in this game long enough know where that goes further down the line. Okay. And what the message was from that last podcast is if you want to keep the library, use it. Okay. Yeah. I've seen the petition. The petition's not going to do anything because there isn't a thing to close the library. you're shouting into a void that nobody's listening at the other side. When it comes down to, there will come a time in future where we're under funding pressure yet again because of central government cutbacks, blah blah blah. But there will come a time where they look at libraries and they go, do we keep that open all the time? And the one bit you can do right now to support the local library is use it. Yeah. Go in once a week, take a book out, read it, take it back the next week, take another one out. If another 100 people started doing that, it would make a massive difference to that library. So that's what I was saying about it. I wasn't saying the library's going to close. Um, I think it's been an absolute genius stroke. The current exhibition that is in the the gallery area put a to let sign in the window, or a for sale sign in the window. And a couple of people saw that and went, blah, 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 blah. It was part of the exhibition that was inside. And the point of that exhibition was to use your public services. Go and engage with your public services. So yeah, really absolute masterstroke, did what it needed to do, generated a lot of interest. So well done on that. But that was the point of my last podcast. I didn't say that the library was going to close. It's not. It will come in the future, but deal with it now. Okay, so two other bits in the chatty bit. One is the traffic lights, one is Ironman. Okay, so let's do traffic lights first. So I mean, so I live in Pembroke. We've just done a whole load of these things. I think it started in April and it finished mid-August. I'm wanting to say start of August maybe, and they did cut back some of the stuff they do, so they will have to come back and do some more work in Pembroke, is what I'm told. So, what work is being done? They're working on the gas mains. Okay. Um, yes, it's a pain. It is a pain, but having gone through those lights for, I go through them about 3 times a week, 3, 4 times a week, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Um, yeah, the delay goes from anything from 3 or 4 minutes has been my best one, up to 30 minutes. There's no point getting angry. There's no point shouting. There's no point going through. What I did see the other day was I was behind a car that went through the traffic lights. It wasn't just red. It was red for a while, and he floored it and went through. Yeah, and you could see kind of people starting to move and then braking the other side, sort of thing. It's you know deal with your own frustration yourself internally. If you're late for something, you're late. I'm sorry, I got stuck in traffic lights. Um, I'm late, but I'm here now and I'm in one piece. What the work that's happening, they don't do this kind of work unless it needs to be done. And what I think, and I'm just reading between the lines here, okay, is this is work that has probably been done up the line beforehand, and it's now our turn. It should have been stuff that should have been probably done a couple of years ago. If it's the same thing that they did in Pembroke, it's to refresh the main pipeline and to add the capability of also carrying additional fluids, which hydrogen would be the main one. So we're future proofing this. That work that's going on there now will mean that stuff doesn't need to be done for quite some time in the future. I know that we've just already had, the high speed broadband stuff, all of that's been going on. Works is a part of life now. We have to constantly keep renewing things and keep updating things, because if you don't, you get left behind. And of all the places that gets left behind, we need to be not left behind. We need to make sure that we are not left behind in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, just it's I think we're what 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in to that thing already. It will go quick. It will go quick. And things change as they do one bit, they move on. I think they're trying to get the big, massive bit done first of all, because it looks like a massive hole in the ground. But it will move, it'll move to different places, it'll go here, there, and everywhere. There's no point shouting at the people that are working. There's no point shouting at the workers. They're just doing a job as best they can. And yes, sometimes the just circumstances that there's literally nothing to do. They can't start the next bit of the job until somebody else has finished another bit of the job, and they are just sat there waiting. It's frustrating, but is it going to do any good shouting at people? Is it going to do any good hooting your horn? Is it going to do any good hammering it through there at 40 mile an hour? Not really. Just got to chill and enjoy life, haven't you? You just got to sit there, put the radio on, and relax. Um, it's not going to do you or anybody else any good to get wound up by it. So that's my little two piece on traffic lights. And what I will say on that as well is obviously traffic is diverting around the town, um, particularly across Lanyon, down Tremerick. So yes, it isn't great. You're going through residential areas. You may be delayed, but you know, courtesy, a bit of respect for the residents. You're going through residential streets. There are kids, there are grannies, there are dogs, there are cats. Just because you've had to divert your route and you might add another 2 or 3 minutes to it doesn't allow you to travel at 40 mile an hour in a 20 mile zone. Okay. Again, it's about that. Just kind of chill, relax, you'll get there. Okay. So yeah, that's the message on traffic lights on that. So just next bit then, and then I'll stop kind of rabbiting on for a while. Um, Ironman. So Ironman this weekend, and what does that mean for Pembroke Dock? Diddly squat. Let's be honest, it means absolutely diddly squat, but our council tax goes to pay to make this happen. Now, for me, we need to have something of that nature in Pembroke Dock. We need, and I've said this a couple of times already, okay, we need to have a series of events that go, this is our event. Come to Pembroke Dock and this is what we'll do. And let's have a series of events. Let's not just do one event. Let's do a series of events where we go, this is us. I tell you what I really, really like. Something I did a few years ago. It's called a jingle jog. So you do this with your kids and you dress up in your Father Christmas outfits and all of this kind of stuff. But you do it in the evening. So most Father Christmas, the Santa run and all of that kind of stuff. So you'll do it in the middle of the day and yay, everybody loves it. Do a jingle jog and get a battery pack of lights, and you put the lights like around your hat or around your tummy and all of that, and it looks really, really good. You just see lots of lights going, and it's a nice thing to do. But that's a Christmassy thing. Christmas is coming. I said the C word. The Yeah, Ironman is a national event. It pulls in people to Tenby, blah 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 blah. Pembroke Dock is perfectly situated, with a grid system and things like that. We could do a ton of events in Pembroke Dock in the town centre, bring people into the town centre, get them looking in the shop windows, using the shops, get them filling the streets. We could do something, but it takes a lot of us. They all say in many hands make light work. It takes effort, particularly to get it going. But we can do it. We can do something that will not only be for Pembroke Dock, but will pull in people from outside. We need to do our event, a series of events that we go, right, okay, let's bring people in. And we need to think big. We need to think big about it. And we need to go, do you know what? Let's bring 5,000 people into the town centre. Yeah, that's half the town. Let's bring them in. But we're going to bring a load of them in from outside and we're going to put all of them in the town centre and we're going to go, right, we're going to do a town run. I'm pretty sure that we could do a marathon all the way around Pembroke Dock, just zigzagging the streets up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. If we put our minds to it, I'm sure we could make 26 miles out of Pembroke Dock. Um, but we can only do it with the goodwill of people in Pembroke Dock and the effort of people in Pembroke Dock. So that's my call out today is let's get something going. Let's do something. A few years ago, I tried to get the Dock Box Derby up and running. And that was local residents stopped that. Local resident, we had that all ready to go. That was stopped by local residents. We can do this. We can do a whole load of things like Dock Box Derby, like a marathon, like I don't know. There's loads of stuff that we could do if we wanted to, but we've got to want to do it. And if we can get enough of us together, then we can do whatever we want to do and we can make it a success. So if you fancy that, drop us a line. That would be tickety boo, and let's get something started on that. So before I do the sports, just a quick shout out. If you are liking what you are seeing and hearing, please do give us a like, rate, and review. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That makes a massive difference to us. If you can do that for me, that would be grand. If you want to put some comments on the YouTube video, that helps to share it as well. Tells the world that this is what's going on in Pembroke Dock. That would be tickety boo on that. Okay, let's now have a look at the sport. Now, the last time I did sport was the end of the cricket season, and we were just about to start the football season. So typically, we're now about to have the second week of the rugby season. So just gonna have a quick look at it. Rugby season is easy because we've got the Quins and that's it. So we're just gonna have a look at the first week of rugby season for the Quins, where if you're gonna start and you start against Pembroke, that's a hell of a game. There was a massive crowd there for it. Fair play. I think it's a great time to do a local derby because it starts your season on a high. So as it happens, Quins came off second best on that one. So Pembroke beaten 27-17. If you look at some of the other results in the league, it's going to be a tough one. No point looking at the table now. Ponteberem 10 beat Pembroke, but that's after one game, so it's not really relevant at the minute. Games this week. So Quins against Llanybother. Now, Llanybother, if you look at where they were, so they've just taken 104-3 pasting against Ponteberem, and now they've got to visit you. So one of two things will happen. They're either totally demoralised, the bus driver is playing on the wing, and they've dragged a couple of people out of the bar on the way to play in the second row, or they've had a bit of a kick up the backside and things are getting tasty and they're going to come back at the Quins this week. So that'll be an interesting game to see because that'll pretty much define Llanybother's season, but it'll also give the Quins a good opportunity to get a decent crowd down there and really put on a show. So kickoff is at 2:30. Get yourself down there, get yourself in the bar, get yourself a pint. It's going to be a big season. It's an important season for the Quins. So yeah, let's all get down there and support the boys on that. Okay, football. Football is always a little bit more confusing because there are so many teams in that one there. So I don't want Carmarthenshire. I want Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire League, Division 1. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. I haven't prepped this so far. I'm literally just going to look at this, run down it, and pick out sides that are Pembroke Dock related. Pembroke Dock. So obviously we got the Robins there in Division One, Carew, that kind of area there. Okay. So these are results for 13th of September. So Carew had a bit of a pasting from Goodwick, 6-1. Goodwick are an excellent team, also that's to be expected. Robins drew 3-all with Clarbeston Road last week. Week before, Carew lost 4-0 to Merlin's Bridge, and the Robins beat Kilgetty 3-2. And yeah, that's why I covered those ones. So we're a couple of games into the season. We're 4 games into the season, and we are so the Robins are 1, 2, 3, so 4 off the bottom on 4 points. Carew are 1 off the bottom with Narberth propping up the table. So there's a bit of work to do there with those fixtures this week. So Carew playing Kilgetty, that'll be a decent game, and the Robins playing Goodwick. Didn't they just? Oh no, that was Carew play Goodwick. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Robins against Goodwick. Goodwick are always a tough team. Yeah, so they're 2 for 2. Um, so Penna Robins away in Goodwick and Carew at home to Kilgetty on that one. Let's have a look in Division Two. So we've got Carew reserves in this division. Oof, I don't think we look at that one. I think we just skip that one. So you've got 11-0 they lost last week. That's yeah, so that's a bit insane. And the week before, didn't look like they had a game. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. So there wasn't a game the week before. I would expect to see Kira reserves at the bottom of the table. Yeah, that's a tough season ahead, boys. That's a real tough season ahead. Um, Someone needs to grab hold of that now and put the foot on the ball, as we used to say. Put the foot on the ball, stop the game, and say, right, where do we go from here? Okay, Division Three. Have we got anybody in Division Three? Yes, we've got the Borough in Division Three. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So, Loreni, they're mid-table as well. So, Loreni beat Camrose Reserves 2-1 last week, and the Borough drew 1-all with Haverfordwest Cricket Club. Week before that, so this is 6th of September, the Borough beat Letterston 5-0. We got Penarobin seconds. Oh, there we go. Penarobin seconds lost 6-2 to Letterston week just gone. Week before that, they lost 5-0 at St Clair's. And Loreni beat Pendown 5-0. So actually, the table on this might be quite interesting. So we've got the Borough in 4th, 2 wins, 2 losses. We've got Robin seconds, 0 from 4 down the bottom there, and we've got Loreni mid-table, 2 from 4 as well on that. So yeah, that's looking like an interesting division on that. Games this week: the Borough travel to Broadhaven. Robin seconds travel to Kilgetty seconds, and Loreni host Letterston on that. Division 4. I'm going to try and rattle through it as quick as I can. Oof. Angle beat Solver 11-2. I know that's not technically our kind of one, but yeah, that's a little bit so. So we've not got anyone in Division 4, so I'll skip to Division 5. Note to self: skip Division 4 next week. Division 5, then I'm sure I remember. Yeah, Pembroke Borough Reserves beat Broadhaven Reserves 6-1. We got Loreni Reserves beat Milford United Thirds 4-3. I think that's it. Week before then, but can't see a game for the Borough Reserves there. Loreni Reserves lost 6-3 at St Clair's. Have I missed the boat? No. Anyway, let's have a look at the table. So yeah, we've got some teams haven't played 5, some have played 4. Pembroke Borough reserves are joint top with Narberth. That'll be an interesting one. Loreni, 3 off the bottom, down the bottom there on that. If we look at the table, then sorry, fixtures for next week. So Pembroke Borough against Haverfordwest Cricket Club. Um, bum, bum. Yeah, there must be an odd number of teams in the league. So, oh no, there we go. Loreni reserves away to New Henges and Saundersfoot seconds on that. Okay, I think that is the end of the sports roundup. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Lovely jubbly. So good to be back. Going to be a bit more regular. Um, I'm not going to tell you what day we're going to publish because every time I say that, something happens and it gets in the way. But what I will say is if you want to come and join me, it makes my time a little bit more regimented, and I know I've got a commitment to somebody else, so it works a lot better that way. If you do want to join me, I love towncast@gmail.com. Yeah, let's make stuff happen. So that's it for this week. We will be back next week with more of the same. If there's anything you want me to talk about next week, by all means, drop me a quick message and I shall see you all then. And in the meantime, let's do Pembroke Dock proud. All the best. Ta-da. Be strong.